Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into the data behind one of the most ambitious national transformations on the planet, Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030. And let me tell you, the numbers tell a story that is nothing short of incredible.
All right, let's just jump right in with the headline number. The IMF, a pretty cautious source, forecasted a solid 3.6% GDP growth for Saudi Arabia. But the reality? It blew past that, hitting 4.6%. Beating expectations is one thing, but smashing them by a full percentage point, especially when the global economy is sluggish, that's remarkable.
You see, that 4.6% isn't just some random number on a spreadsheet. It's a massive signal of a fundamental shift. It points to a whole new kind of confidence. So you have to ask, right? How did a nation completely rewrite its economic story and do it so fast?
To really get this, we have to start with the main thing you always hear the skeptics talking about, the megaprojects. You see the headlines focusing on delays or adjustments, but the reality on the ground is way, way more nuanced.
And look, this quote from a seasoned pro puts it all into perspective. Globally, only about 2% of projects on this massive scale ever hit their original timeline and budget. Delays aren't the exception, they're the norm when you're building something this ambitious. This isn't a sign of failure, it's just the reality of building something the world has never seen before.
On top of that, the kingdom faces its own unique hurdles that make the progress even more impressive. You've got the complexity of working with international consultants, the challenge of building up specialized local talent, and navigating some pretty intense geopolitical pressures. Acknowledging these things openly, that isn't weakness. That is the sign of confident, mature leadership.
Okay, so let's rewind a bit. Where did this whole transformation even begin? Because what happened back in 2015 wasn't just another economic plan, it was truly the start of a brand new chapter for the entire nation.
So it all kicked off in April 2015 with the announcement of Vision 2030. And as you can see, in the years that followed, people on the ground were literally watching the foundations of a great civilization being poured. By 2025, it was no longer just a foundation. The actual architecture of that dream had become a visible reality for everyone to see.
And this is the thing you have to understand. At its heart, the vision was never just about buildings and economics. It was about a deep-seated belief in the Saudi people. Comparing the youth's resilience to the unshakable Mount Twayak, that just perfectly captures the spirit of it all. A powerful unity between the leadership and a generation absolutely determined to build its own future.
So the vision was there, the spirit was there, but what about the proof? Well, let's get into the hard evidence because the numbers themselves tell a story of a nation breaking free from its old dependencies and forging a brand new, much more resilient path forward.
And boom! This right here is an absolute game changer. For the very first time, the non-oil economy makes up the majority of the kingdom's GDP. Hitting 51.5% isn't just diversification, it's a historic milestone, breaking decades of dependency on oil.
And fueling this shift is a monumental leap in the government's income. Non-oil revenue has exploded by over 300% in just a decade. Think about that. That creates a massive financial safety net protecting the nation's future from global shocks.
So what does all this growth mean for the average person? Jobs, lots of them. The unemployment rate has been nearly cut in half, dropping to a historic low of 6.3%. And get this, they didn't just meet their Vision 2030 target, they smashed it, 5 years ahead of schedule. But, numbers are one thing. What does all of this actually feel like for the people living there? Because these figures have created a completely new reality on the ground. Let's look at the incredible social changes that are reshaping the kingdom.
Maybe the most profound shift has been the economic empowerment of Saudi women. I mean, just look at this chart. Their participation in the workforce has nearly doubled in a decade. That's not just a change, that's a revolution.
And this isn't just some abstract number on a chart. This quote from someone right there on the ground says it all. Women aren't just participating in the economy anymore, they are leading it. In boardrooms, in the cockpit, and engineering the country's gigaprojects.
And you're feeling this transformation in everyday life. Public squares that were once quiet are now vibrant social hubs, alive late into the night. You've got world-class infrastructure, like the Riyadh Metro, connecting people. Government services are now so efficient they're ranked second in the world. And a booming tourism sector is opening up the country like never before. It all adds up to a massive leap in quality of life.
So, they've built this incredible economic and social foundation.
Where do they go from here?
Well, this is where the ambition goes into overdrive.
The focus now is on building the strategic industries of the future. A huge piece of that future is strategic independence. The kingdom is moving fast to build its own military industries with 265 new companies already licensed in the sector. This isn't just about defense. It's about building a high-tech industrial base and securing the nation's sovereignty.
Now let's talk tech. Saudi Arabia is already a major player. National champions like Saudi Aramco aren't just buying AI, they're creating it. Their own proprietary AI engine, MetaBrain, generated $1.8 billion in value in just 1 year. That proves they have serious capacity for deep tech innovation.
And believe it or not, that's just the warm-up. The nation is now making one of the biggest bets on AI anywhere in the world. A national initiative backed by a staggering $100 billion, designed from the ground up to have a global impact.
And the financial engine driving all of this? That would be the Public Investment Fund, or PIF. In less than 10 years, it's grown from about $150 billion to over $1.15 trillion in assets. That kind of growth has made it one of the most powerful and influential sovereign wealth funds on the entire planet.
So when you put it all together, the economic wins, the social transformation, these insane future-focused investments, you start to understand what observers on the ground are feeling. This isn't just progress. This is one of those rare moments in history where you can literally feel a great civilization being built.
The data tells an unmistakable story. This is a country not just meeting its ambitious goals, but blowing past them again and again. It's a vision becoming reality faster than almost anyone thought possible. Which leaves us with this final thought. What does it look like when a nation's future arrives ahead of schedule? Thanks for joining us for this explainer.